Welcome to Power User with Crash Long Jones. That's me. Today we'll be looking at how to utilize Automate to be able to change the created by column and the author of a site page that was created. Now, why would someone want to do this? Well, let's just say, for example, that somebody has left your company and you want to be able to update that so it reflects a better contact. Now, you could create another column that would be better used that you could change automatically anytime you wanted to. But, there's many ways that you can do things, and what better way to kind of show what Automate can do to be able to update that created by and that author of the actual page. That said, let's get started and jump over the computer. Now that with the computer, I pulled up here my site collection, and I'm at my pages for the site pages in my site contents. So what I want to see here is that we have a bunch that's created by me, and then we have one that's created by Crashette. Now, let's say Crashette no longer with Crash Long Johns, and basically with this we need to be able to change this created by. Let's say I want to change that created by to me, so that way it has a better contact to see who actually is on the page that might have created it, so we have a contact. And then also in the page that was created, we have Crashette as the actual author. So we also want to be able to update that little piece too. So with that, we're going to jump over to our Automate. We're going to build an Automate that's going to be able to update both the created by and also the author on the particular page. So we're going to go to our Automate. With this, we're going to utilize a manual trigger flow. And we're going to expand this out, and we're going to add some inputs. The first one is we're going to add some text, and our input is going to be current created by user email. And then we're going to use a put please enter, so that way they know what to enter, and email address. And then we're going to add another input, and we're going to email. And for this one, we're going to put new created by user email. And then we're just going to leave please enter an email address. Now, the reason that the first one was text is because, let's say, the person that you're replacing is no longer with the company. Well, they might no longer be in the system. So we need to be able to write the old email address. And you can still get that from the created by information that's in the site contents. And then the new one is going to be somebody that is still within the company. We have those two. Now we're going to do a new step. And with this new step, we are going to go ahead and do get items. And we're going to get item SharePoint. We're going to pick our site collection. In this case, my Crash Long Johns. The list name, we're going to do basically a enter custom value. Here we're going to put site pages. We're going to show advance. We're going to do a filter query. We're going to do author / email EQ equals a single quote. This one we're going to pick our over here in our dynamic content. We're going to get current created by. We're going to close that with a single quote. We're done with our get items. The other thing we could do also is we could look at settings, and with get items, we can also turn on pagination. You can up that to 5,000 in case there's a lot of pages under that particular person. So that way you're going to get more than just 100. All right, so we're going to close that one out. We're going to do a new step. Now we're going to do send and HTTP. And we're going to do the HTTP request to SharePoint. We're going to pick our site address, which is going to be Crash Long Johns. This time we're going to change this to post. Our URI, we're going to go ahead and grab this from here. So this is going to be our first one right here. Grabbed way too much. Try that again. And I'll put these also in the description. That way you can grab them. We're going to go paste this in here. Now where I have this little, where it says ID in caps, we're going to get rid of the ID and we're going to get the get items ID. It's going to put an apply to each, which is fine because it's going to go through and look for any of those. Have that. So, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the body. And this one, we're going to go ahead and grab the next piece. We're going to grab this right here. And we're going to paste that in. Now, where I have the new, we're going to get rid of the new. Oops. Put back in that single quote there real quick. For the new, we're going to put in here our little piece down here. Get to it here. We're going to do the new created by user email. We're going to do that for every single one. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to minimize that. We're going to do add an action. We're going to do another send an HTTP. Just to SharePoint. We're going to pick our crash long jumps. We're going to do post. We're going to do our URI, which we're going to grab our last one here. We're going to change the ID to the get items ID. And then that is it. So what's taking place? We'll walk through this here. So we're going to manual trigger. We're going to get our items that basically the author is equal to the current created that you put up in the manual trigger here. That's the one we're going to replace. Then in the send HTTP request, what we're doing is we're actually updating that particular row item. We're going to update the author with the new created. We're going to update the editor, and we're going to update the author byline in the SharePoint page. Then last but not least, we're going to then go ahead and publish that page because we've made some changes. Now, one thing I did find is if you actually have a page that's checked out, it will not update that one. It will fail. So double check the pages that you're trying to change the created by on. Make sure they're not checked out and that they're actually checked in. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. That's saved, and we're going to go ahead and test this. We're going to do manual. We're going to do test. Continue on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and grab us email here real quick. Go. We're going to add that in. The new one. I'm going to pick me, and we're going to go ahead and run this. So it's running and showing that it's successful. So if we go back now and we go to the crash long johns in our site collection and our site contents pages, we see no more crash yet. And then if we go here and refresh the page, we'll see that it says my name now. So there you have it. Basically now a way that you can actually update the created by to whoever that you need it to show, and then also be able to update the author on the actual SharePoint page. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for stopping by. Until next time, keep learning.